Squid Game needs to move beyond the Squid Game in Season 3. Squid Game Season 2 follows Seong Gi-hun, Jung-jae, as he attempts to find the front man, Byung-hun, the leader of the Squid Game. However, in his attempts to find front man, Gi-hun is simply outplayed and finds himself back in another game of Squid Game without any means of escape. In Season 2, Gi-hun is forced to play 3 deadly games that result in hundreds of deaths yet again. However, the end of Season 2 shows that Gi-hun is no longer interested in playing the front man's game, with he and the players attempting to stage a coup. With Squid Game Season 3 confirmed, viewers can expect to return to the horrifying and deadly Squid Game competition in 2025, when Season 3 is expected to premiere. However, many viewers are curious about how Season 3 will play out, especially with the cliffhanger that Season 2 left on. Season 2 used the games to build up to something bigger in Season 3. Squid Game Season 2 mostly saw a return to the competition in games, with Gi-hun being quite vulnerable when he realizes he's trapped. In red light, green light, Gi-hun attempts to save everyone's life by informing them how to play. And while he did save many more lives than the first game he played, ultimately, fear of death leads to many of the players dying. Gi-hun was determined to help everyone by revealing information on the following games, but his plan is thrown out the window when the games end up being completely different. With the half of the players still compelled to play the game to win the prize, Gi-hun ends up trapped in the games just like Season 1. After the cliffhanger in Season 1, Gi-hun's entire demeanor changed by the time of Season 2, and he was determined to end the entire competition. Season 2 has a strong start, giving Hwang Jun-ho, Hye-jun, and Gi-hun entirely new objectives, with Jun-ho sailing out to various islands to try and find the location of the games and Gi-hun seeking out the man who started it all. However, when Gi-hun goes back into the games, that's where the show backslides. Sure, the new games are exciting and different from the ones in Season 1. However, the moments in between the games, specifically the voting periods, feel repetitive and serve only to highlight the same themes the show is already focusing on. The show's pace ground to a halt as a result. At the end of the season, Gi-hun realizes that their only chance to escape is to gather guns and ammo and take the front man head-on rather than continue to play the game. The games themselves allowed Gi-hun to measure the skills of the other participants and find people who would have his back. However, he has no idea that the front man has been there by his side the whole time, waiting to sabotage him. Going back to the games in Season 3 would hurt the show. Although the games in Season 2 serve their purpose, Season 3 cannot go back to the games a third time. The element of surprise is already gone, as viewers are already aware that all of the players will die should they return to the games. Instead, Gi-hun should continue to push forward as he did at the end of Season 2. This is the most risk viewers have seen Gi-hun take thus far, and it makes for a far more unpredictable show as a result. Viewers are now more invested in the story of Gi-hun. Season 2 helped viewers develop a new bond with the cast of characters, but the plot moving forward should focus on Gi-hun remaining reactive, as now he has nothing more to lose in the competition. With his best friend gone and betrayal on the horizon, Gi-hun has more reason to go all out instead of sitting back and taking the punches that the front man is figuratively throwing. While the season started off on a different note with the first episode, the season fell back into the same pattern as before. To simply continue the games and sacrifice these new characters feels meaningless. Gi-hun should want to raise hell for the staggering loss of life. The third season should also focus more on Jun-ho's attempt to help Gi-hun, as Jun-ho's screen time needs to actually building up to something. Right now, it feels like the police officer is wasting his time. Instead of following the outline of Season 1, where we feel helpless by the end of the show, Season 3 needs to establish a fire within both Jun-ho and Gi-hun, and it has to be one that will burn until they get what they came to Squid Game for: justice.